Welcome to Broke-Ass to Badass, where heart-led entrepreneurs learn to build the businesses and lives of their dreams with confidence, ease, and joy. This is the anti-hustle movement, and we're your coaches in badassery, Kimi and Pua.
Find out more at bledigital.com, and wherever you're listening to this, be sure to click subscribe so you never miss an episode.
This episode is a live podcast and training that we did on Facebook. We answer our tribe's questions in this one about creating an online course. We also get into Facebook groups, social media, authenticity, engagement, all kinds of fun stuff. You guys are going to love this one. And if you would like to get your questions answered and want to catch these in video format, be sure to join our tribe. You can get there by going to bledigital.com/tribe. Get your pens and paper out for this one, guys. Enjoy. Here we are, live on Facebook. Okay, so we do have some questions. We'll wait a few moments for a couple people to get on in here, and but we do have some questions, as I shared, that people gave us ahead of time. So again, if you have any questions for us about anything, if you guys don't know us, if you're catching this and you're like, who the heck are you? We are Kimi and Pua of BLE Digital. You can find our website at bledigital.com. And we help heart-led entrepreneurs. We help badasses to create online businesses. Really, we help you to monetize your gifts, to get it out there into the world, to create a business and a life that you love by working smarter, not harder. So it's no surprise that a lot of the questions that our tribe had is about how to create online courses. So we're going to be talking a lot about that today. People are really interested in figuring out ways that they can take what they know and turn it into a beautiful online product, perhaps even an evergreen product that is going to be able to create some passive income and just help your audience to know, like, and trust you and get to know you better, get a little sampling of what you can offer perhaps. So we're going to be digging in and talking about that today.
I can't wait to have this system better organized. And then we'll teach it to you, but we won't teach this to you until we have that. This is so overwhelming. So we're managing comments on the page in the tribe. So if you guys are connected to either of those, you can watch this. And if you're listening on the podcast, you could join our tribe or follow our page and get a sneak peek at this. So we actually recorded this. Whoa, this is such inception. This is weird. I'm talking in present time to people who are listening to this in the future. So we recorded this a couple of days ago if you're listening on the podcast. So you get a sneak peek if you are connected with us on Facebook. So definitely, like this, we want this new era of our podcasting to be really interactive, really fun. We are here to serve you. We're here to answer your questions. So if you guys are thinking about putting together any sort of online course, this tends to be one of those things. It's like writing a book, starting a podcast. It's a good idea across the board. Like having an online course is a good idea. And if you haven't considered it yet, use this opportunity right now to say like, I never thought about that, but I could teach this online. And that's really like, we believe so strongly in the power of teaching things online that we created an entire 8-week course around it. So this is definitely something that not only we know a lot about, that we've studied, that we've tested and experimented with, but we love to talk about it and we love to teach it. So this is going to be really fun. We hope that you guys all have lots of questions for us. We'll start with the questions that were submitted throughout the week. But again, if you guys have any questions at all, just pop it in the chat and forgive us if it takes us some time to get to your question. But let's just dig in to our question. So Kim Julin, if you're listening to either the recording or on live, just say hi, wave to us. And Kim is thinking about creating a feng shui course, which sounds super awesome. And she's kind of struggling with something that we all struggled with. Everybody that's ever put together an online course, and I say that generalizing, but of course, probably people landed on something that they first tried and they loved it. But most people, including us, didn't love the first thing that we tried. And The first thing that I'll tell you, Kim, is do your research. Do your research and check out other people's courses and other people's platforms and see what you enjoy as a user. Because we'll tell you what we like, what we've tried, what works for us, what doesn't. But we definitely want to preface this by saying, not every platform is perfect for every person, is perfect for every course. We bought small courses. We dove into things that our friends created just so that we could see what things were like from the user experience, right? Because you want it to be easy and easy to use as somebody who's creating it. But remember, from a point of service, it is most important for your end user, your client, your customer to have a great experience. So with that said, we tested a few things, and the platform that we recommend to everybody, anyone who goes through our course, anyone we talk to, is Kajabi. Kajabi is a beautiful, easy to use platform, front side, back side. And so if you guys drop hashtag Kajabi, Kajabi in the chat, we'll send you it's an affiliate link. So full disclosure, we'll give you our affiliate link, but it does come with a free 28-day trial. Whereas I think if you sign up on the website, it's a 7-day trial or something like that. So let us know if you want to try it out. Their customer service is amazing. So what you could do is say, okay, I'm putting together my course outline. I have my launch strategy. I have all these things in place. When you're ready, you could, if you do your research, you decide that this is something you want to try, activate your 28-day trial and then start selling your course that day. And they'll help you through it, and so will we. So that's what we recommend. Anything to add about that?
Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, we could talk about Kajabi forever because we love them so much. And as Chris said, just great customer service, every interaction we've had with them, and we've just been so pleased with them. And I think, in terms of features, whatever platform you're looking for, one of the things that we love about Kajabi and that I do think is important no matter which platform you choose is, especially if you have a course that is a lot of information that you're having people go through, one of our favorite features is the ability to mark that you've completed a section of that course. So just from a psychological standpoint, we love that sense of completion, right? So of course, we feel that Kajabi is the most aesthetically beautiful and pleasing, but just from, really that ability to mark off that you've completed a section tends to encourage people to get through your content a lot more than if it's just, they don't have that way to track it. So that's one thing that definitely helped us make our decision in which platform to go with, just because we love to check off things, don't we, just as humans. And so all of everybody that's been through our programs, they're always commenting on how beautiful the interface is and how it really encourages you from a psychological standpoint to keep working through the content, which is always going to be your goal as a content creator, is making sure, okay, what is the user experience like, and how can I make sure that they get through all of the content and keep coming back to the program. And so it's a lot about what we coach on in our program, different strategies to keep people moving through all your beautiful content. But yeah, making sure that it has that some type of tracking or checkoff feature is really important and helped us to make our decision.
Everybody in the chat's like, the people who are in the program, they're like, I love hitting complete.
Yes.
That's true, right? It's awesome. And like I don't know if you said this, you can, at the top, there's a button that says resume. So anything that you've completed, once you hit resume, you just go right where you left off, which I think is really awesome also. And we got some questions about, let's see, Laura Noel asked, what platform do you recommend for evergreen sales and webinars? So the nice thing about Kajabi, and guys, we're not sponsored by Kajabi or anything like that, although after this episode, I think we should reach out and ask. But Kajabi has evolved a lot over the last few years. So it started out already as a great, easy to use course platform, but they also have a fantastic and really, really easy to customize evergreen webinar feature, and it's called a pipeline. So we've used it in the past, and it's really powerful. It works really well. You can create landing pages. It's like standalone, and it also comes with a website. So something we've also done for our clients is created their entire business is run on their Kajabi site. And we just connected the URL that they owned. They purchased it. And their website is Kajabi. And what that does is it allows you to link directly to your courses in a really easy way, linking to things like webinars. And it also has a really powerful email management platform built in. So instead of having to like sync it up with your CRM, you can send emails based on actions that happened within. Like if somebody watched a webinar but they didn't complete it, you can send a separate email to people who didn't get all the way through the webinar. Or if someone clicked on a link in an email and put something in their cart but they didn't check out, right? So you can actually like manage all of these different actions and send emails specific to whatever group of people is taking or not taking a specific action. Super powerful. And we don't use that for ourselves because we do have a separate CRM, but only because they came out with it after we set everything up in our other CRM. Otherwise, there's a good chance that we would be using it. It can do a lot. So great question. And again, if you do the trial, test all this out, build out a webinar, see if it works for what you are looking to create.
And talk to them as you're going through your trial, because I know that they've like unlocked certain features for us just to try it out too. So they're really great about that, and their customer service again really stellar. And for Kajabi also, if you end up creating multiple courses, and you do end up moving up in the tier. I mean, there's different tiers, of course, in pricing that you can choose, but there are options for affiliate links too. So eventually, if you would like to have courses and have people helping you to promote those courses, you can create affiliate links through Kajabi for that. So it's the second tier up, I think, for pricing model, but know that it does have that capability also, so that again, it's all in-house.
For sure. And I do want to share. So we're going to hopefully be sponsored by Kajabi, and then we're going to be like black sheep. What is it called? Banned. What's it called? Blacklisted from ClickFunnels, because I'm about to tell you something that most people wouldn't share with you, just because like ClickFunnels and Russell Brunson they're so powerful. They're freaking big fish. And I will say, ClickFunnels is an amazing platform as a funnel. ClickFunnels is powerful AF. So easy to use, so customizable. Like we used it for a really long time, and millions of people use ClickFunnels. But it's not a great membership or online course platform. It's just a little cumbersome. And we didn't even know this because that's what we started out with. And that's what I think a lot of people would default to because it's so well known. So we just want to give you a heads up. If you really love ClickFunnels, if you're already using it, if you really want to use it for that, go ahead. Like it can be done, but it does take, you kind of have to it's like Legos. You have to put it all together one element at a time. Whereas Kajabi just saved us a ton of time and energy because it is designed as a course or membership platform and it functions as such, right? So that's the one thing I'll say. Russell, you're the man. We still love you, but your online course platform needs a little work.
And maybe they're working on it. We don't know, right?
Yeah,
and I love the way Kajabi also allows you to really keep great track of the people going through your program too. So as Pua said, it manages the people, but you can also see what their status is, like exactly where they are in the modules. And this also helped us to make our decision too to switch over to Kajabi, was that, again, as I shared earlier, we weren't seeing people that you can tell if people are going through with ClickFunnels, but we saw people's just their activity level just skyrocket when we went over to Kajabi. So that was a big shift. And again, it all comes back to service, right? So what is the user experience that you want? How can you best serve your clients? And this is what we settled on for ourselves, for sure.
For sure. And there are two other very, very commonly used platforms. Mm-hmm. We can't recommend them or not recommend them because we did not try them. But I have heard amazing feedback from Teachable and Thinkific. So if you guys are kind of shopping around, also check those out. I do believe they're a little bit less expensive than Kajabi. Kajabi is a bit of an investment. we feel that it's worth every penny. It really is powerful. But if you're on a budget, if you want to try other things, definitely check those two out also. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then we have a couple more questions that we got ahead of time. And I think actually they kind of go together because they're both a little bit about content and then one goes into a little bit more about marketing. But let's talk about content first. So Brandy Lynn from Instagram. And by the way, if you guys aren't following us on Instagram, it's at Brokeass to Badass. And there you can, we just post the question there, what, some of the biggest challenges are the most challenging part of somebody's business and what you wish you knew how to do in your business. And one of the questions that Brandy Lynn had was that she was hoping that she just wanted to know how to create more content. Like she wished she had more content to share. And the reason we wanted to include this question especially is because that's often the same sticking point that people have when it comes to the idea of creating a course, where they're like, oh, I don't know if I have enough content for a course. And absolutely you do. And we love working with our clients and showing them actually how much more they know than they think they do. And one of the things that happens often is because we have maybe figured something out in our own life, or we're just so used to doing it, or it's something that comes so naturally to us, we don't necessarily think of it as teachable or as content that would be worth sharing. But keeping in mind that your ideal client is somebody who is a few steps behind you, then whatever it is that you're doing on a regular basis and what the little things that you've figured out in your own life, in your business, those are exactly the things that you can be teaching to others and turning it into content, not just for a course, but content for your blog, content for your podcast, content for your social media. So this is such a fun exercise. And what you can do is just sit down and ask yourself, okay, what do I know? What do I love? What do people actively seek out my support with? And you can also go and ask people in your circle and ask them, right? Like, what am I good at? What would you think what would you come to me for? And that can help get you thinking and get the wheels turning a little bit in terms of generating content, yes, again, for a course and or just for social media, for a blog, for a podcast, for anything it is that you're creating.
For sure. And if you already do any sort of teaching, record it. Oh my God, record yourself. Record yourself doing, like, for us, one of the biggest things, the biggest shifts we made in our business was starting to think about everything we created as not just a single piece of content, but how can you repurpose that one piece of content? Like, the game is, how many ways can you use this? And the bigger the number, the more points you get, the faster you win, right? So, oh gosh, I didn't turn my fan off. Sorry. It's like blowing right into the mic. So really, like, think about even if you are teaching, if you do one-on-one coaching, right? Maybe you can implement into your coaching practice a weekly group call with all of your clients, and every week teach them one thing that you commonly get asked, right? Take that. In 4 weeks, you have a 4-week course. What you could also do, so here's what we did. And this was the best idea ever, but also like one of the most stressful things in the world. But it was good stress and it was temporary stress. So we decided in January or December of last year, we wanted to put together our Brokeass to Badass online course, 8 weeks of content, multiple lessons, and we put together the entire, curriculum. We outlined the whole thing, and then we were like, well, when should we launch this? And we were like, well, let's just do it at the beginning of the year. And so we recorded the first week, I think the first week of modules and lessons. And then we opened the cart. We opened the freaking cart while we were still building it. And people were coming into the course. And the way that we do this is we drip the content weekly, right? So people would come in. Week 1 was done by the time we opened the cart. So they came in, they did week 1, and that made, we had to have week 2 done before that next module dripped out to them. So, I mean, it was like Indiana Jones, right? With the ball running behind us, like rolling behind us. Like, yeah. So it's like, it's great accountability. And it really forces you to take imperfect action. And I'm not saying imperfect in that like we just half-assed all the trainings, but we didn't spend a whole lot of time editing out little like ums and buts and we needed to get the content out there. And if you think about this from a place of service, right? Like the faster you can get your content out, the faster you can get your course built, the faster you can make people's lives better. People are out there suffering because they don't have the solution that you're holding. So if that motivates you, use it because it's true.
Mm-hmm. I think it's so important too for entrepreneurs. Sometimes we need to create that sense of urgency for ourselves because there are so many things that we want to be doing and there are so many ways that we could be spending our time. And so by making this decision and just saying, okay, this is when it's launching, this is what we're doing, it really gave us that laser focus of exactly what to focus on. And we had no choice because we are so service oriented too, right? We're like, oh my God, like they're waiting for it. And it's when we're when you're your own boss, you need to recreate that same thing of having that like deadline or something that you're working towards. That external accountability often will help you to know exactly where to focus your energy. So at the very least, set a deadline for sure. And yeah, if you're feeling ballsy, just launch the thing, pre-sell it and get people in there. And then you'll see, because most people you'll show up and you'll do the work and it'll come through when you show up. But you have to create that structure in your life, in your schedule, in order to get you there so that it can come through, get you there to show up. Yeah.
Totally.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. Let's go to Hope's question. Do we have other questions?
Nope. They just said it was super badass. Oh, Tracy. Okay. I am lost in social media, and I know we haven't gone over the social media section yet, but am I supposed to be doing something on social media now since it's on the tracker? Where do I start? Okay, so if you guys are listening on the podcast, Tracy is in our program. And so through our Broke Ass to Badass 8-week online course, we go through, we start from the beginning, we do big visioning, you guys know this, and then we go into creating your offer, your service, getting really clear on who you serve, how you serve, what lights you up. And then we go into some really tangible strategies, including things like creating your online course, creating your website, doing your social media, right? So Tracy is a few weeks into the course now, and she's really thinking about ramping up her social media, which is awesome. And first of all, you are wherever you are. And this goes for anyone in the course and everyone not in the course, just listening on the podcast, in the tribe, on the page. Wherever you are is exactly where you're supposed to be, right? So when you find yourself asking these questions, am I supposed to be doing this right now? It should be a trigger in your mind to sit back and be like, hold on. I am just supposed to be doing whatever I feel is the logical next step for wherever I am in my business. And Tracy, it sounds like you're ready. It sounds like you're in a place where you're ready to do some social media for your business. Awesome. Okay. So I want to ask you live and just type in if you are doing any social media right now. And if so, what platforms are you using? And I love that this is about social media because Hope's question that she submitted earlier this week is asking about what the best and least expensive way is to market her first online course. And we'll tell you social media because it's free. Mm-hmm. Social media is free. Now you can buy ads, and even those are fairly inexpensive. They can be. And we can share a little bit more about proper targeting strategies, and we definitely go over that in our course. But you guys, everybody's on social media. And even if you just started your account, you probably have friends on social media, and it's all about consistent messaging. And so this is back to the human condition, right? And this has been true ever since the beginning of advertising. It was TV commercials, it was billboards, it was mailers, right? Bus stops. It still exists. Why? Not because someone's going to see a bus stop and look at an ad and be like, oh yeah, hold on, let me go to this store right now in the middle of my day. That's not what it's for. It's for consistent messaging, because the human brain needs to see something over and over and over before they take action. See, hear, smell, right? Whatever that is, whatever sense you can trigger. So using social media is a very inexpensive, very effective platform to start to market something like an online course.
I love Hope's subject for her course too. It's Women Writing from Concept to Completion. That's so beautiful. Yeah, so she's already thinking about the content for the course, and her question is really, as you said, it's about more marketing, what the best, least expensive way is to market. And as Pua said, social media is so powerful, and also just getting into conversations with people. And we just talked about this. We have our two weekly calls with our B2B students, and we talked a lot today about just the power of getting into conversation with people, two-way conversations, right? And that's what we're really hungry for in this day and age. And you can be doing that through your social media by asking people questions, getting people, involved in this two-way conversation with you in some way. That's really the way that the direction social media marketing is going too. It's engaging, getting people into conversation, getting people into your direct message conversations, right? So leveraging the power of the Facebook inbox or Instagram inbox so that people can sense that there's a real person behind this amazing content that you're creating. And so anything that you can do that will lead to conversations, awesome, when it comes to marketing a course. And there's a couple different ways, and it really depends on the level of investment of your course, right? So there are courses that are kind of just self-study, self-paced, people just opt in, they're getting your content. And then there's the higher level programs that may be more of an investment for people, and they get more of a connection with you. It's a little bit more of an investment of their time and their energy. And for a higher ticket program like that, you'd probably be wanting to direct people to conversations with you, to phone calls. So really getting them on the phone, not just, to make sure that you can bring them into the program, but especially to make sure that they're a right fit for your course. So it really depends on what level in terms of price point your course is at, and just what you're going to be asking of the user, if you want to just have them go to a sales page, or if you want to have them go into a conversation. But you're never going to go wrong with figuring out ways that you can get in two-way conversations with people, whether that be through messaging, through email, through asking people questions, through having a Facebook group. That's another really great way, because those conversations are what help people to know, like, and trust you, and really get to know you and get to ask the questions, right? So like here, right, we're engaging in a live, having a two-way conversation. You guys know that we are real people behind the brand. So there's a lot of power here. And also the algorithms are going to favor it. Facebook loves people having two-way conversations. And so those are the things that are going to pop up in your feed higher.
For sure. Yeah. And there is a right and a wrong way to do this, guys. You definitely can turn people off if you are coming off as creepy, coming off as spammy or salesy, right? And one of the best ways to avoid that, right? And I think that's a fear. That's why we don't do this. We don't want to come off that way, which is great. Like, that awareness is awesome. Congratulate yourself for having that. And really, like, the easy way to not come off that way is to go into the conversation with the intention of service. You're not desperate for a sale. You're not trying to get them to do anything. You're just trying to help. So when you come to a conversation from that place, they feel the difference. Does that make sense? So, okay, let's go back to Tracy. Tracy. Okay, oh my gosh. You're looking for models who want free permanent makeup so you can get as much practice as you can. You want to get out there ASAP. Girl, I am afraid for you to put that out there because you are going to get slammed. Everybody wants that. Are you serious? That's awesome. So, okay. And just to clarify, we clarified what a platform was for those of you who are like, oh, a platform, I don't know. It's something like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, anything that you use, any social media platform. So what we want to remind you about that is a recent development from Facebook if you're using Facebook for your business, create a page, and we highly recommend to create a group, right? So we talked a little bit about this today, creating that closed community where you can, it's targeted. And I don't want to say that in a bad way, but it's people who have decided for themselves to be a part of a community. They've had to opt in some way. And that's really, those are your people. That's your core group where you can ask questions, answer questions, support people. That will also be where many of your clients come, because it's just another way for people to learn who you are. The more active you are there, go live, answer questions, show your expertise, and also show that you're a person who cares about other people. So create a page, create a group. Do not post about your business on your personal page. Facebook does not like that. They potentially could shut your page down, which it could be catastrophic for the other things. So what you can do is you can share content that you post on your business page. You can share that to your personal page. But lately, Facebook has really been cracking down on people promoting business-related things on their personal page. Okay, and just keep that in mind. Tracy, I posted on Instagram, but didn't get much of a response. Not sure if it's because I didn't post in a while. Yeah, so Instagram rewards consistency. It just does. But that doesn't mean, like, if you're not getting a response, that doesn't mean to stop doing it. Again, people just want to see, they need to see that repetitive messaging. So just because someone didn't respond, just because you didn't get a lot of likes, a lot of comments, doesn't mean people didn't see it. Okay, so you have to remember the like scroll mentality. So people are scrolling, they might not stop to double tap, but they saw it subconsciously or not. So just maybe creating some sort of schedule, right? Whether that's posting once a day, once every other day, twice a day, whatever feels sustainable to you, would be really, really useful for your Instagram, I think. But I mean, sister friend, let us know. We can help you share. People will go nuts for free permanent makeup. I swear. I want it.
For sure. And all that foundational work too, Tracy, that you're doing in the beginning, part of that, so in the first few weeks of our program, is all about you getting really connected to who your people are, how to talk to them, right? Like what your vibe is, what you like to share about, what you like to talk about, so that you're bringing your energy, your mission, your personality into your post. And you are going to love the social media trainings that you're going to get up to, I think, in next week, I think. Either a week or 2 weeks from now. So we are going to get nitty gritty in there. But definitely just, as Pua said, keep at it and figure out what kind of regular schedule that you can do, and bring that blend of sharing about your business, but also sharing a little bit about why you're doing what you're doing. What does permanent makeup mean to you, right? It's not just about, oh, here's a sample of what I can do. It's like, why did you get into this? What is the story? Social media is really about storytelling, and especially Instagram, right? Where people are looking to understand what the story is behind the company, behind the person, because we have so many choices in this day and age. And so we are really buying into not just the product or the service, but the person behind it, because we all know we have so many choices, but I feel so connected to Tracy because she's a mom, because she got into this business because of this reason. I just vibe with her energy. I love her sense of humor, right? Those are the things that will help your potential client make that decision. And so any way that you can weave that into the content that you're creating is going to be really, really powerful. And one more note too, when it comes to Facebook groups, because I know Tracy, you and I had a conversation about is it a permanent makeup Facebook group? And it doesn't necessarily have to be that. The Facebook group that you create could be more about the community that you want to be a part of, your tribe, right? The community that you want to lead. So maybe it's moms, maybe it's mompreneurs, maybe it's women that are seeking more confidence, right? So whatever it is, think about not just specifically, the industry that you're in, but really more about your vibe and who your tribe is. So for example, like our Facebook group, it's not all tech, digital media, right? Even though that's the industry that we're in, our community is more focused on heart-led entrepreneurs, right? People that would be interested in learning more about some of the things that we get super excited about too, sharing. So just something to think about as you're forming that group, and not to be limited in terms of thinking that, oh, I just have to create it very, very specific just to that industry or product or service that I have.
Brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant. She loves that, she said.
Yay!
So you ask another great question, and I'm so, so glad you asked this. So Tracy asked, when creating a Facebook page and group, how are people finding me? Oh, thank God you asked this. Oh my gosh. So guys, number one biggest no-no on Facebook when creating a page and a group, do not force add people. Don't force people to be a part of your stuff. It is such a turnoff. And, you know, we did this to start, right? We create a page. You're like, oh my God, why do only 3 people like our page? We share it all the time. So I actually don't want to say this without knowing for sure how to do it, but there is a way to invite people to your page and your group. I can't remember off the top of my head how to do this and how this differs from just straight up adding them, but there is a way. So I know you guys are all sitting out there and you've gotten invitations to, you know, like a page or be a part of a group. Invite is fine. The problem comes when it says add your friends and you just like click down the list and you start adding people. And we totally did that in the beginning. Like full disclosure, that was us. We were those girls. But yeah, it turns people off big time. So if you can invite people, post it on your own page, talk to your friends, private message people, whatever you're going to do to share that invitation and say, you know what, I would love for you to be a part of my group, whether that's friends and family, people that you know just want to support you on this journey, or someone that you meet. Like we're always telling people that we meet and they're like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I was wondering like, where can I find out more? And we're like, oh my God, join our tribe. It's a constant conversation and the thing is always growing. So again, the more you talk about it, the more people see it. One day after seeing it 10 times, they'll be like, oh, that's cool. Maybe I should join that. And I know like on your side, you'll be like, duh, I only posted this like every day for a month. But that's just what happens. People are weird like that. So yeah, it's all about sharing.
Facebook, I think, gives you the option. So if somebody is in your group, once they're in your group, it gives you the option to invite them to like your page. Or if they have commented on your post or something, Facebook will direct you to invite them. And that's different from just asking them to like it, I believe. So, and then in terms of like, your group and creating your group. One of our favorite tips is whenever you create your group, make sure that you're asking people how they found your group. And that's going to help you direct your marketing strategies or your efforts and know, okay, so this funnel to my group is working really well. So for us, one of the questions that we have is, how did you find us, right? How did you find this group? And so a lot of times it's podcasts. So that's really great feedback for us. We know that, okay, let's make sure to keep talking about the tribe in our podcast so that people can come and join the after party there, right? And then also Instagram. So lately, the more that we've been focusing some energy on inviting people to our tribe on Instagram, we've been seeing an uptick, is that what I call it? Of people coming in that say, oh yeah, I found out about you from Instagram. So that's cool. And it's feedback for you so that you can kind of know exactly where to put your energy. Yeah.
For sure. And there's I think there's 3 ways. If you're like, what questions? The group can be structured in 3 ways, right? So you can have a completely open group. Anybody that finds it, just ask to join. They don't even have to ask to join. They just opt in and then they can see everything. There is a closed group, right? So it's open to the public, but you have to request to join. And there's 2 options here. One, you can simply get a list of people who have requested to join the group and you just add them. Or you can create polls or questions that they have to answer in order to be added to the group. So we recommend having a couple of questions. It just keeps this like fake accounts and spammers out, but you can also use it, as Kimmy said, and leverage those as ways to get intel about the people joining, right? What are their biggest challenges? Why are they asking to be a part of this community? How did they find out about it, as Kimmy said, right? So use that as a tool, like a double-edged sword, right? Like it's to keep fake people out or people who are going to be trolls and get information. And then there's also a secret group. So our tribe is closed. You have to request to join. Our Broke Ass to Badass members only group is secret. No one can find it. We have to add you. Does that make sense? And then, okay, so we have questions about the difference between a page and a group.
Can I add one more thing before we move on to that? So I think we may have mentioned this before in another training, but just a reminder, because it's something I wish we did sooner. We created a Google Sheet to keep track of all of the answers of people coming through. So when people answer those questions, there were many months that went by where we were just like, just accept them. And we weren't really capturing that information. And switching over to tracking that has been one of the best things that we've done, because we, at a snapshot on that Google Sheet, have a really clear idea of exactly where people are coming from, how they found out about us, what their biggest challenges are when it comes to building the business of their dreams. And so it's been really great to keep track of that. So Facebook, it disappears. We don't even know. I don't know. What does Facebook do with that information? It's just gone into the ether. And so make sure that you're definitely
so stupid.
It is, right? So, and you can just do a screenshot and then bulk what's the word? Input them later. Yeah. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. Okay. What do we got?
You could also take screenshots and send it to a service like Fancy Hands or a VA and have them do it for you.
Exactly.
It's awesome. Okay. Yeah. So we should probably back. We got way too excited. Okay. So just real quick, the difference between a page and a group. And if you've never experienced either one, like, we can totally see how these don't make any difference in our minds. But they are different. And essentially a page is very important, but don't spend too much time worrying about it. So you need a page for your business, because Facebook doesn't want you talking about your business on your personal profile. And you need a business page. If you're ever going to run ads, it always goes through a business page. Okay, wait, let's focus. Your business page is like, it's like the Yellow Pages. It's like Yelp. It's a place for people to go and get information about you and your business. You can share things there. We auto share a lot of our Instagram directly to our page so that it always has content flowing through it. People can connect with you there. But Facebook doesn't necessarily give your page a whole lot of traction naturally. It just doesn't. If you post something there, not many people will naturally see it because they want you to spend money on the ads. Now, Facebook ads is a whole different conversation, and we love them. We don't like that Facebook is trying to get our money by not giving us traction, but Facebook ads are so freaking powerful. Like, they're awesome. We love them. But we don't have to talk about that right now. But just know that a page is something that you should have if you have a business. A group is something that you can create even if you don't have a page, although you probably should link them. And that is where you're going to get a lot of engagement. That's where you get to like nurture your community. That's your cafe. That's your central perk, right? All your people are going to be hanging out there. So that's where you want to spend a lot of your time. Does that help? Do you have anything to add?
Oh, that's great.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, it wasn't confusing. Yeah. And we want to give a shout out to Sherry Lee, who we talk about all the time because, oh my gosh, she has helped our Facebook game so much. So you can definitely reach out to us if you're looking for some Facebook ad support or you have any questions. She is one of our guest teachers in Broke Ass to Badass. And she is so amazing. We just can't say enough great things. And she's really taught us a lot about what we know about Facebook. And she's one of the favorite things that she's taught us as a Facebook. She's really like a Facebook coach almost too, and she has taught us that you can just, it's about working with the algorithms. Like Facebook is not against you. And I think that a lot of us can feel like that in the beginning of like, oh, like Facebook is like, holding me back from what I want to do. And actually, if you really think about it, Facebook is just trying to help us not to be like weird and spammy and gross. And so we can really thank Facebook in a sense for that. It's just helping us to have real conversations with people. And there are definitely ways that we can make Facebook our friend instead of feeling like we're working in resistance all the time. So she's helped us improve our relationship with Facebook. She's like a relationship coach for you and Facebook. So yeah, Sherry Lee, we love you.
Totally. Kimi, I think this question is perfect for you. Tracy asks, what can I post on Instagram to keep up the consistency if I don't really like to post personal stuff?
That's such a great question. And actually it's one that we hear a lot, just in terms too, it really depends on our personality, right? So as we know, there are going to be people that are much more comfortable and confident and outgoing and outspoken and just like they put all of themselves out there, right? More extroverted in personality, perhaps, and really comfortable with social media. And that's typically what we're seeing all the time. And so when we are feeling more introverted or more private or more cautious and just getting comfortable sharing about what we do, it can feel like such a big jump to be putting out like these really tell all vulnerable photos and stories and content about ourselves. And just know that social media, you are the boss of your social media and you get to decide how much of yourself you share and in what way feels comfortable to you. So I really just we want to tell everybody to just be easy on yourself, first of all, and find your own voice and do what feels comfortable for you. And there are ways around, there's a place in between, like going live every day, I don't know, I was going to say without makeup on, because that's like, we were just talking about that last night at a meeting where we were talking about social media, right? So there's a place in between, like going live, just saying whatever you want, and then, and really sharing a lot of personal information. And then there's a way that you can stepping stone your way to that, or that you don't feel like you have to completely expose yourself all the time. And if you're more introverted, you want to find ways that you can share about what you do, but in a more private way. It's absolutely possible. And I feel like this is something that we should maybe include a little bit more coaching on, because we're not saying that being out there and putting your face out there every single day is necessary for every single person and to be completely vulnerable at all times. So, you can focus on your customers. You can focus on the products. You can share little bits of your story and build up that muscle so that you're really stepping into this in a way that feels good to you. Because what happens is if we're naturally a little more shy, a little more private, we don't want to talk about ourselves. If we try to jump too far and just bear all on social media, we often want to shut down or feel like we can't do anything. So start small, start gentle with yourself, and just give little bits of your story, little bits of, and I've seen people do really clever things where maybe they have a hat on and so they're not showing their whole face, right? But you're getting still the sense that there's a person behind the brand. And I really think that's more of the goal, is bringing part of your personality, letting people know that there is a human behind the permanent makeup that's being done. It's not a permanent makeup robot that's coming in and doing the work, right? So maybe showing a little bit of your hand, showing a silhouette, showing, and some people do unboxing videos and different things where they can focus on the product, focus on the service. You could focus on your clients, right? And so people tend to connect with pictures of other people's faces, right? That's just how we are as humans. Remember, like when our babies are little, you always read in all the baby books that babies like to see faces. That's just who we are as humans. We like to connect. That's what helps us feel safe. It's what helps us feel like there's something real happening. So you can feature the faces of your clients, and then once in a while, maybe share a picture of you that you feel comfortable with. So anyway, those are just some ideas, because I think kind of in the subtext of that question is often like, I don't want to put myself out there, or I don't feel shy. And there are definitely ways that you can, again, work that muscle slowly and build up to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I think testimonials also in some way, shape, or form, right? It doesn't have to be like, okay, hi client or customer, please submit this written testimonial for me to use on my social media. Like, there are definitely really creative, fun ways to get testimonials, whether it's doing like a sneak peek, right? You're in the middle of doing somebody's permanent makeup and you ask their permission first, and then you do a little, like a quick video, right? Like, and maybe they're lying there like, oh, this is so relaxing, I thought it was going to hurt and it doesn't hurt at all, or whatever that is, right? So it does take just a little bit of creativity and just seeing like what feels comfortable, what feels good. Again, think about your social media experience from the other person's perspective. How are you creating this? It's like an ecosystem. I keep using that word. Our coach talked about it a few weeks ago, and it just keeps coming back, right? Like creating this environment where people get to feel comfortable, and it's easy, it's welcoming, it's fun. And just, I think, don't think about it so much, and just have fun with it is really what it is.
And typically you can also see, I love looking at our own behavior, because we're going to end up being a lot like our ideal demographic, right? So there's often a lot of alignment between who we are and our ideal client. And so look at your own behavior and see like what makes you double tap, what makes you slow down, what posts are you really drawn to? And this goes for emails, this goes for podcasts, this goes for all the things. Watch your own behavior. And you can even do this as for like an exercise for a few days, where you're taking a journal and you're saying like, oh, interesting. Yeah, I stopped and I commented on this post. Why did I comment on this post? I opened this email. Why did I open this email? Right? So look at your own behavior for clues as to what it is that attracts you, and then think about ways that you might be able to bring in some of those elements into your own branding, your own company. I was just we were just talking on the call this morning. One of our B2B students, Kat, she did this amazing video of herself. She called it desk dancing. And she said that she was just having one of those days where she was like, I don't know if Kat might be on here right now, but she was having one of those days where she just needed to like stretch her legs. Joey always calls it, you got to stretch your sea legs. So she was feeling just like, and she's like, okay, I think I'm going to dance. She's like, oh, this could be kind of funny as social media. I'm going to like just invite everybody to do a little desk dancing with me. And there was something so engaging about that. Just watching her dance, giving us all permission to just stand up and be silly in the middle of the day. It was just really, really cool. And you could tell the engagement that came from that, right? It was like she felt the impulse to stand up and dance. So she invited her people to stand up and dance. And her people could feel it. We could feel it. So part of that is she stayed in her heart. Her heart, her spirit called her to do something. She was like, oh, that would be fun and funny. And usually that's when people, like Kat calls it, her upstairs neighbors tend to come in, right? And they start telling you like, do people really want to see that? Oh, I don't know about this. If we can train ourselves to stay in our heart and follow those inspired impulses, that is actually what leads to a really engaged social media following, right? Because we're coming from that place of service, of fun, of lightness, and we're not letting our ego get in the way and stop us from letting our authentic self shine.
For sure. And I think that's super epic. So, okay, Kimi and I always throw you in on this, and it's just not true, and I shouldn't do it. I hate Facebook Live. I don't like being live on Facebook, and I'm live now. I understand that. So this is like dumb, but it's just uncomfortable. It's so, I don't like it, but we have been live for almost an hour and I don't care. I don't feel that way right now. Whereas if so we did this 30-day challenge. It only lasted 7 days for us. And we had all of these things. For the last, I would say, year, we've been trying to have a regular Facebook Live schedule. And so we tried this, you go live one day, I'll go live one day in the tribe, and we'll just see what happens. And it was just, I dreaded it. I was like, just do it in the morning, get it over with. And when you can figure out how, because, okay, Facebook Live, it's important. It's important. You guys are all watching us. If you don't live near us, if we aren't personal friends, you've never met us. So we could say all the smartest things in the world, but you don't get this kind of interaction. You don't get to know what we're like. You don't get to see our faces, know our personality, unless you listen to our podcast, watch us on Facebook Live, right? So it is just another free tool that people can use to really nurture their community, get people to know, like, and trust them, right? It's just, you got to use it. It's so powerful. So we've shifted this, right? We're repurposing this as our podcast. We're here together, right? There's not as much pressure, and we're serving. We're doing Q&A, right? We're talking about things that light us up. We've infused this process with so many other things that we value so highly that I no longer feel that way about being here live with you guys. In fact, I look forward to it. It's so fun. So if there's anything that you guys feel uncomfortable about, think about not just shifting your mindset, but also shifting the practice. What could you do to make this lighter? What could you do to come at this from a place of service rather than from a place of obligation, right? Because you should be using it because it's a really powerful tool. That's what Kimi and Pua said, right? Shift it externally and internally, right? And then, oh my God, we've been on here for so long. I feel like we should start to wrap it up. But Ashley did ask a good question that I think we have a few things to say about. And so Ashley asked, do we recommend a testimonial page? Yes, we recommend testimonials. It doesn't have to be a separate page, right? So think about the way that people buy. When you buy something on Amazon, I don't know about you guys, but I go straight down to the bottom and I read the reviews. And unfortunately, I look for the bad ones, right? Like everyone's like, I love this product. And I'm looking for the one that said this broke after I bought it and used it one time, right? And that's not to say that you should post bad reviews or bad testimonials on your page, but I'm just saying that's today's buyer's market. Yelp. Why do people hate Yelp? Because business owners can't control what people are writing, but people are writing from a place of what they believe to be true, right? So people want that human experience. They want to know that what they're buying, what they're investing in, what they're voting with their dollars on is something that's going to solve their problem, right? So the nice thing about testimonials on your own website, your own social media, is you get to control that and put it out there. Don't make things up, but you don't have to put, if you get a bad review, handle it and let it simmer, let it be, right? But share the good stuff because people want to know that, right? So yeah, for sure, include testimonials somehow. It doesn't have to be a separate page. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. This has been so fun. I love the way, I just want to really reiterate and just highlight what you said too about tying in the new habit that you're trying to create with what you value most. It makes it so much easier. We're all about helping you to make your business easier, more joyous, more fun, and help you to do the things that are going to help you to create that dream business and life. And so as Pua said, like that was such a perfect example of this thing that felt sticky, but the moment that it was connected to what we value most, which is service, talking about the things that light us up, right? And it just became a natural part of our business. So whatever you can do, whether it's the creation of your course, whether it's creating content, whether it's social media, if you can figure out ways that ties into what you value most, you are going to be unstoppable. And we are here to support you all the way. So thank you guys so much. Let us know. We'd love to hear. If you're catching this on the replay, definitely still continue to drop your comments in there. Reach out to us. Do join us in the tribe, bit.ly/BLE tribe. Join the party there. We welcome your questions. So if this was fun for you, you want to see us do another Q&A, definitely let us know. And we will be back soon. We have some really exciting things happening in the tribe coming up too. We have another Facebook group challenge that we are doing, and we're going to have prizes again. So be sure to jump on in and join us.
Bye.
All right. Bye, guys.
I don't like goodbyes. That's how I do it.
Bye.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. As we mentioned, our 5-day free challenge, Productivity for Badass Entrepreneurs, starts on Monday. So be sure to get plugged in if you're ready to up your productivity game. You can get there by going to bledigital.com/tribe. Again, that's bledigital.com/tribe. We'll see you there.